Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that little video at least was a bit of an icebreaker. I know it's been a long 2 days, and of course this has become commonly known as the graveyard shift. If you'll allow me, I'd just like to give a little bit of background about who Paratus Botswana is. Paratus Botswana is a diversified telecommunications provider. We provide services such as internet, fiber, wireless communication. We've got cloud services, security, satellite services. It's incredibly diverse. We're very proud to be celebrating, and you can see there's our wonderful team over there. We're celebrating our 10th year today, actually, in Botswana. Thank you very much. One more thing that I'm quite proud of is that we're part of the wider Paratus Telecommunications Group. Just to show you a little bit about where we operate. We're in a number of countries in Africa. We've invested significantly, not only in Botswana, but also across Africa in fiber, cable landing stations, as well as satellite landing stations, and data centers. We're very proud that in Botswana, we have now exceeded, just to give a little bit of an idea in terms of size, we've exceeded lit capacity on our network of over 1.4 terabits. And that is quite significant for Botswana, just to give you an idea. Right, I think that's enough about us. Let's talk a little bit about mining. We heard yesterday from our VP that, of course, the future is in mining. The diversification we require in the economy is going to be driven by mining. But the future is not just in terms of the minerals and what we can extract from the ground. It's also in terms of the supporting services for the mining industry, and which the mining industry relies on. So we see the mining industry as a catalyst for these various industries. I'm, of course, referring to people, power, railways, roads, and of course, telecommunications. Unfortunately, telecoms often gets taken for granted. The requirements these days are for higher speeds, lower cost, and better reliability. And of course, you can only choose two of those three, right? You can't have all three. If we look and listen to the various presentations, I mean, it was great to hear from our colleagues just before me in terms of the various automation and the wonderful things that the technologies that they're bringing into mining to improve safety and performance and so on. I think it's safe to say that a modern mine is an ecosystem of various things. It's people, it's processes, it's cars, it's sensors, it's processes. All of this needs to be monitored in real time. We just heard of monitoring centers sitting in South Africa. You've got others maybe in Australia with some of our Australian mining friends. So what is the underlying factor here? I just spoke to someone outside. They were telling me, we've got these great automation tools, but we often get to a mine and then we realize connectivity is unreliable. So if connectivity is the underlying factor for all of this, and it's unreliable, what really leads to that? There are a number of different things that I'd like to touch on quickly, and I'm going to try and miss the buzzer. The first thing is there are multiple connectivity vendors. So you've got a vendor doing this, you've got another vendor doing that. There's no integration in terms of these various services. There's lack of SLAs. Lots of promises, poor delivery in terms of that. You also have asymmetric services. You've got differences in your upload and your download, and then you realize that there are also very poor latencies or jitter on the lines. Then what we see a lot, subcontracted services. So you've contracted a connectivity partner who has subcontracted someone, and it carries on like that. Often you find various connectivity partners are using the same underlying infrastructure. And then there's a lack of engineering depth. Unfortunately, in Botswana, there is a lack in the telecommunications space in terms of this, and it's something that Paratus has invested in heavily, our people. The other problem, inadequate budgeting. So you often find the mines have have not catered for the financial impact of proper connectivity throughout the mine. And then, of course, let's not forget about the social impact. People living on these mines also require good connectivity. Wouldn't it be great if you had a service provider that could actually offer you all of these mine connectivity services integrated into one, and at the same time address these risks I've just highlighted? So when connectivity is weak, clearly safety becomes a concern, lives are at risk, productivity is an issue, and competitiveness becomes a problem. At Paratus Botswana, I'm going to move to my next slide. It's a little bit of a busy slide, apologies. At Paratus Botswana, we believe in providing quality, reliable services backed by people on the ground with the knowledge and the skills and giving you great service. We believe that a modern mine requires two things, and that is good connectivity that's integrated, scalable, and resilient, and of course the support that goes with that. It's senseless having all this great connectivity and there's no one to look after it. So what do I mean by integrated connectivity? Well, if you look there on the slide, let's take exploration. We can give connectivity through our OneWeb partnership. You can see a device at our stand if you come over and have a chat to us about it. It's a LEO service. Many of you may not have heard of it, but it is an enterprise-grade, mining-grade, low Earth orbit satellite connectivity. That can be provided to your exploratory services, and as the mine establishes itself, we can implement wireless backhauls and then eventually bring in fiber to the mine. Paratus has experience in Botswana in terms of assisting mines from the ground up to production. We also have experience in delivering over 800 kilometers of single line systems. So it is possible to bring fiber into the mine. If you look at backhaul, everything on the side there, fiber would be our primary path. We can then provide redundancy through our MPLS and SD-WAN solutions, which our engineers can deliver and have delivered. And this ensures that you get towards the 5 nines, 4 nines of proper uptime and resilience. We can obviously add a third element in there for microwave backhaul to make it even better. We manage that for the mine. On the left, we can provide all these various services within the mine as well. You've got fiber, of course, you have microwaves. It all depends on the terrain and the situation, but we are able to deliver that. We also have extensive experience as a mobile network operator as well in various countries with private LTE. At the end of the day, we bring all of this together into an integrated system. This is what I'm talking about. It's the core mine network. And you've got one person to speak to, one company, and we can ensure that we deliver on this. Then finally, as I said, support. So we've got a good presence in Botswana, 5 branches, we've got people on the ground, we've got teams within the mines that are able to support these various systems. And I think that's something that really differentiates us. I see I'm almost out of time, so I'm going to just move on to leaving you with three takeaways. The first one is, as a mine, whether you start up or an existing mine, find yourself an experienced connectivity partner, someone that can understand where you're going, where you've come from, what type of mine you are, as well as being able to provide you a scalable solution that's resilient. Yeah, design with connectivity in mind. I'm basically finished. It shouldn't be an afterthought. If you plan properly, connectivity will be good, and if you've got the right partner, it will assist with that as well. And then lastly, find value. Not all connectivity is ubiquitous. It's not all the same. I know everyone likes to think that it's all just internet, it's all the same. It's actually not. There's a lot of things behind the scenes, and again, I'm not going to go into all of that detail. And please don't fixate on cost. I know we're all driven by economies and trying to make things as efficient as possible, but a blind focus on cost is going to be a problem in the long run. It's very difficult to undo things that have been implemented, and as the old saying goes, penny wise, pound foolish. I'd like to invite you to come over to our stand in the hall next door. Please come speak to us. We really would like to discuss what we can do, how we can partner with you. Paratus, I believe, has all the elements in terms of the things I've mentioned to make your mining experience well connected and resilient and future ready. Thank you very much.